Hello, welcome to Simple Life Philosophy. I'm your host, Ed Raby. This is the channel where you follow along as I journey through life and try to come up with a simple philosophy of life that is both easy to understand and easy to execute. I'm just simply searching and following that simple life philosophy and hoping to find a simpler life that is less stressful and far more productive. Today is more of a reflection on some things I've been thinking about as far as being a stoic and being a person who's just journeying through life. I spend a lot of time every day thinking about things and, just moving forward with my life, trying to think about what is the best course of action. And so today I was thinking about Stoic philosophy in relationship to my job. And a lot of things in your job, for instance, it, it's the simple things that can get you off. And part of it also, though, is coming back to simple things that don't get you off, that don't make you upset. I think it's the simplicity of some things that allow me to maintain my focus, but at the same time, it can bother you immensely. The biggest thing I'm still coming to grips with is trying to figure out and use the wisdom of finding out what I can control and what I can't. And that is the big first hurdle in Stoicism. I want to move on through this. I've got other challenges in Stoicism, and I really need to address them. And hopefully, this weekend, this coming couple of days I have off, actually, I'll be able to start a few more things in motion. I've reached a certain point in my current habits and routines and systems where I'm focusing more on some simple things, hopefully to create more balance in my life and create more things in my life that go forward. I also have some equipment coming that'll hopefully start to enhance our videos first, probably very slowly. Little things, just adding some videos that I take away from my apartment because I'm about to start walking and hiking a little bit. And so maybe we'll get some of that footage in here too. But back to what I'm talking about with the simple things. Um, I'm just, you know, today I was just, working on something at work, and I was thinking to myself, you really can't control a lot about most of my job. I can control what I directly influence, I can control a lot of things, but a lot of the people at work, for instance, don't work as hard as me, some work harder. I can't control that. And so, does it do any good to gripe about that, or would you rather focus on the simple fact that you can do something yourself and that you can focus on what you can do? I think a lot of people are get caught up in the idea of that I'm trying to impress somebody. Uh, if you're trying to impress somebody, I would say you're working for the wrong reasons. The only person you really try to impress on any given basis, and I think this is one of the main thing of understanding the simple things in life, is you have to start understanding that it's about you being happier, about you being moving forward. And I'm kind of struggling here today to kind of get this out because it's in my head and I'm trying to find the words. But what I mean is, that almost sounds selfish, except if you take care of yourself, then you're not a burden to others. Okay, that's for me. That's the simple principle of self-reliance. The reason you want self-reliance is so you don't become a burden to others. That you're not being selfish. You're taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is not necessarily a selfish act. It just means you put yourself in a position to do more for others by taking care of yourself. And this also allows you to appreciate the simple things that kind of give joy or balance or meaning. And I just found myself working today and just enjoying working because I'm working. I know that sounds weird. A lot of people just gripe about their jobs, but I just didn't feel like griping about my job that much today. And not because it's a great job, but because it was like, what is the point? I should be focusing my thoughts and efforts not on what's wrong with the job, but what's right. And the more I thought about that, it's the simple things of acknowledging. Like today, I had to compliment the guy from night shift the day before because it was like, he did a lot of work, and it made my job easier. And so when I saw him again today, I said, "Hey, man, you must have really busted out the stuff last night." And he says, "Oh, yeah, we were busy." And I says, "Well, thanks, because it just made my life a lot easier." And I think it's that gratitude that's really missing. And that's one of the simple things is gratitude. Just being grateful to other people for what they do for you. I think when you start to change your mindset from the negative things that other people do and start looking at the positive, it's much more easier to grasp stoicism and grasp this idea of, I can't control the fact that sometimes people don't work as hard as they should, but I can encourage and try to influence people to work harder by looking at when they do well and saying, "Hey, thanks for doing well." I think we miss a lot of that. I think, I see that in marriages where women aren't grateful for what their husbands do and husbands aren't grateful for what their wives do. I see it in a lot of things where, people just take each other for granted. I think one of the largest reasons my marriage failed is we took each other for granted and didn't really delve into why were a problem to each other. And eventually, if you leave that kind of wound and ticking time bomb going, it's going to blow you up. And perhaps maybe if both of us had been a little bit more positive about what the other person did, we'd still be together, but it just didn't work out. And so it's kind of like I'm looking at it, how do I appreciate the simple things in life? Because it makes this journey easier. It makes it an easier road to to travel as we walk this road. I'm about ready to start walking and hiking, and my blog is called The Gray Wayfarer, a reference to me walking through my depression, and the gray being depression and the wayfarer being walking through it. But as we walk this route, okay, as we go forward with it, how do we appreciate the journey if we don't appreciate the simple things that come along? If we're always looking for the big thing to make us happy, I think we're going to be looking for a long time. And those events that are big that make us happy are very, very few and far between. And finding the simple things, like I know tomorrow I'm going to start walking, and I'm going to probably start at sunrise, and walk for an hour and come, walk for about a half hour and then come back. And I'm going to be looking for things like the flowers along the trail, or bird songs, or just things that are simple. And it seems kind of corny, doesn't it? But in truth, when you are out there and you're hiking and you're hearing all this stuff, you begin to realize how valuable that is. Okay, and you can always find good things in the simple things of life that will keep you moving and keep you going. And today I had that encounter at work, but then I had another one. I was at the gym after work. I wanted to get a good workout. I did what I used to call my spinal tap workout, which is basically I go down my traps, upper back, lower back, glutes, and then I didn't feel like the workout was really finished, so I nailed my triceps a couple times, get the back of the arms, and by the time I was done, there's that feeling you have when you have that, man, this was a good workout, and it's just a simple thing. I just appreciated that moment. I'm sitting there at the front of the gym, getting my shoes on, and I just stopped and I just started to drink my Gatorade and look out the window and go, man, I just feel good right now. And it's those moments that you grab onto and you go forward with. I talked to somebody who was a coworker that we see each other work, but we're both using the same gym and just happen to run into each other. There's actually a lot of people that I run into at the gym that I also work with. And then, that's just a simple encounter. It was a pleasant encounter. Really enjoyed it. And then stepped on the scale. And I'm making, this is me kind of setting in stone what I want to accomplish this summer. I want to lose some fat weight, but I don't want to lose my muscle. So it's like I'm going to be lifting, walking, and watching my diet. And the scale says 174 pounds. And ironically, a couple of days ago, I posted an old thing from 4 years ago where it was 281, and I want to get down to two, and today I'm 275, so that's 6 pounds less from 4 years, which means I've been consistent with it, which that's a good feeling. It's a simple thing. The fact that you've been consistent with a workout, with something, that's a simple thing, but it's what keeps you joyful, focusing on those simple things. Because if you wait for the big things, the huge things, the complicated things to make you happy, I think you're in for a long wait. And today was just, I felt good at work. I complimented something on their work because it was nice to have somebody, pull their weight. I had a great feeling at the gym, had a good conversation with somebody at the gym. It was really short, but it was like, yeah, I do this because, I need to. I need to be healthy. And then stepping on that scale today and realizing, man, I've been consistent for 4 years. That's pretty good. But, now I have the goal in front of me because before COVID, right before COVID, I had stepped on the scale and I was 259, which is the lowest I had been since I was in my 20s. And it felt really good. I was flying high, and then the gyms all closed, and it was just a really bad moment for me. I went into a little bit of a depression about that because I was just feeling so good, and this thing just went kablooey. So to see the fact that I'm close to that, okay, I'm just, I'm like, 15 pounds off. And so I'm asking myself, can I get down to 255 before the summer's over? Can I get, leaned out before that? And that's kind of my goal at the moment. So, and I'm hoping that the simple thing of, every week, hey, I made progress. Didn't quite make any progress, but I didn't lose any ground either. It's putting the small little positive thing on the small, simple things that I think ultimately is our key, our path to living a simple life and following a simple life philosophy. I'm trying to learn to appreciate the little things, the hugs from grandkids. Yesterday I bought my mom a bouquet of flowers, and it was nice to see her face light up. And she was like, "Oh wow, these are so beautiful and they smell so good." And like I can't smell flowers because they just block up my nose. I couldn't smell them because my nose is always stuffed up because of that. Probably the hypersensitivity I have in my nostrils, but it's just it was just nice. It was a simple thing to see my mom smile, and it was good, and I enjoyed it. And this is the path I think that I need to walk a little bit more. And I think tomorrow, as I do start walking, doing my sunrise walks, I'm gonna, look for those simple things. Well, thank you for sticking around for this little me talking about the simple things of life that lead to a simple life philosophy. It's been a great journey so far. I enjoy each and every one of you. Thank you for every comment, like, subscribe, do those things that you do because you are the ones that are going to build this channel. And I appreciate everything you do. This has been Simple Life Philosophy. I've been your host, Ed Raby, and I hope you've enjoyed this short little discussion on the simple things of life leading to a simpler life philosophy and a little bit more of happiness. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a happy one, enjoying the simple things of life.